Welcome back. Episode 28 of Rumors from the Corner. Today is Monday, November 25th. Good to be back.
What's up,
What's up, Bob?
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Big news for the show.
Okay.
Big news for the show. So one of our loyal listeners, a good friend of the show. I'm sure a lot of the people out there know about him, our loyal listeners. Our man, Keeneland Dan, reached out to me the other day and said, "Hey, what do you think about me doing a little segment on the Rumors from the Corner?" And I said, "You know what? That sounds like a damn good idea. We know Dan. He brings knowledge of basketball, Not only that, but he's a hell of a handicapper in the horses. So starting with this episode, we're going to have Dan on here doing a little segment for us once a week. So looking forward to that.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you to Kern's Corner and Jimbo and the guys for allowing me to do this. We are going to talk some horses and hoops. I am Dan Cronin with Fat Ball Guy Racing, Keeneland Dan at Fat Ball Guy Racing on Twitter. You can also find me on YouTube. You can like and subscribe, and let's get into it. We've got horses and hoops to go over. The first horse we're going to do Friday, since this will be up on Thursday. Hopefully you guys will be able to listen by Friday and hear who we like. Friday, fourth race, Gulfstream. It's a 5.5 on the dirt for 2-year-olds. Vino Lamone is the 3. And people that don't know me know I could care less about pronouncing the names of the horses. I just want winners. This horse is class. He's shipping in. Optional 62. Dropping for Kelly Breen, and we get Paco Lopez going 5.5. I don't want anybody else on horses at Gulfstream going 5 and 5.5 than Paco. So that's the first one. Now we flip over to the fairgrounds. And again, I'm going to go quick as possible because we got to get them all in. The fairgrounds, first race at the fairgrounds. Now we do have odds on this one, and he's a little chalky, but we're looking for singles and pick 5s. And we don't care as much about that when we're not betting straight. This is a single. Rockstar Doctor. We get Jockey Jimmy, as we call him, and Bobblehead is another nickname for him. Tom Amos dropping from 16 down to 5. That is a big drop. That is a big drop. And he's shipping in from Churchill Downs to the fairgrounds. That is a big drop. Hopefully finally catches a fast track. Rockstar Doctor, I think, is a stone single in the early pick 5 at the fairgrounds. Now we jump all the way to the 7th race. If you can't tell, we like maiden races. We like 2-year-old races because we can do research. We can watch videos. We can get those out to the guys. And this is where Chapel Street comes in. And that's the 2-horse for Brad Cox. I don't know if you guys are watching this or listening because we're still trying to work that out. But I've got a video that you can watch. You can go to Bruno with the Works Kentucky site where they puts all the works and type in Chapel Street, and you're going to see that Chapel Street has been working with 2 monsters. Mohime, who might be the best 2-year-old filly in the country, might be better than Brad's that won the Breeders' Cup, but they're bringing her along slow. She's 2 for 2. That's who Chapel Street was working with at Churchill. Also working with Sue Plaza, who is a really nice 2-year-old. So I look at this race and I don't see a whole lot. She showed okay at Indiana Grand. They don't get too nervous about that. Brad likes to separate his horses, and Indiana Grand likes to put 2-year-old races going 2 turn. And Brad likes to put the ones that want to go 2 turns up to Indiana. He did it with Monomoy Girl, if you remember. So takes her up there, lets her run 2 turns. She gets beat ahead. Now brings her down to the fairgrounds. It gets a nice, cushy inside post. We get 3-1. I really like Chapel Street, and 3-1 is fine with me to bet on. I have no problem betting on 3-1 shots. I love betting on Brad Cox horses, as Jimbo and Big Rig know. I absolutely love betting on Cox horses. I get a little nervous when Florent Giroux, the human anchor, or as I call him, the gatekeeper, is on him. But he's not today. We get Pedroza, who's going to pump this horse and get ready, get out of the gate, get in position. I'll sign up for 3-1. There is nothing in this field. So now we flip over to Churchill Downs. Churchill Downs, we got a couple big races. So I just figured we'd cover the 2 big grade great at races here on Friday. The Mrs. Revere on the turf is not an easy race. Buku's in there. Kehoe Beach, it's win 2 in a row. Aired them at Kentucky Downs. Came over to Keeneland and aired them. Didn't beat a whole lot, though. Didn't beat a whole lot. And when people see all those ones on the chart, they're all going to bet. So Kehoe Beach is going to be probably even money, maybe 8-5. And that's where I go to Manushka. I love Brendan Walsh. I love Tyler Gaffleone. He has really grown on me over the last couple of years. He's coming back from an injury. He should be okay now. This horse is second off the layoff. And if you go watch that replay, and again, I don't know if they tell me I can show you those kinds of things, I have the ability here to do it. I just don't know once it gets to Jimbo and the boys if they can show that or not. So once we get to that, I'll be able to show you guys replays. And that will really enhance what you're looking at. But Manushka was way back at Keeneland. And Gaffleone was just sitting there. And I was thinking, man, what is he doing? This horse is supposed to be so well meant. And he finally unleashed her. And he only let her run for a few jumps. And she exploded past those horses. Now, she didn't beat anything. That field stunk for a Keeneland race. But we're going to get 4.5 to 1. 9-2. I cannot fault anybody that bets on 9-2 shots. I mean, there's some long shot getters out there, but I like cashing tickets. 9-2 is perfect for me. I'll take 3-1. I don't care. I'm betting straight, and I'm betting a double. Manushka will be flying home for Brendan Walsh. I hope the class test, it is 3-year-old fillies. So they're all 3-year-old fillies. So we don't have to worry about any older mares in here. She's going to come roaring. We're just going to have to run down the speed. And again, it's not an easy race. It's a big field full of really nice fillies, but 9-2 if we get it, 3-1 if we get it. Now, if she would go to 8-5, then we're probably going to have to look at pick 3s and pick 4s and pick 5s, stuff like that, if she gets too chalky. That's the way I like to play for people that don't know me. If the horse I really like is 8-5 or 6-5 or 3-5, I like to then look at pick 5s, doubles, pick 3s to try to get some value, because I know by my percentages that horse is going to win about 42 to 43% of the time. So if I can get some value, a $16 double or a $150 pick 4 or a $800 pick 5, then I'm getting some value for my money instead of just betting 200 to win on an even money shot. That's the way I like to play. So when we get into the Clark handicap here, the Clark Stakes, I guess they call it these days, 600,000. The buyer par is 103. So, I mean, it's just under the Breeders' Cup. And it's a 1.125 miles. The field's okay. Croupies okay. Rat on Rolls, okay. Red Route 1's okay. Cook Creek's okay. I mean, all those horses are okay, but they all got one theme. They're all plotters. They're all plotters. They're going to come from out of it. Most Wanted is the new guy. He's the 3-year-old. For Brad Cox, you get Florent Giroux. The horse is 4-for-4 life, but he hasn't beat a thing yet. And he's going to probably be 2-1, maybe 6-5, somewhere in that area. I like the other Cox. I like Hit Show for Brad Cox. Tyler Gaffleone, first time Tyler Gaffleone. This horse is on a 3-race winning streak. He won the Governor's Cup at Mountaineer. He won the Lucas Classic at Churchill back in September. Then they put him in the Fayette, and he win there with not a great trip, and he win fairly easy for him. He doesn't like to pull away and win easy. But I think Hit Show is going to sit second, third, or fourth on the outside. He's going to come running. I like Hit Show. It says 3-1. I'll take 3-1. So that's the 5 horses that I'm zeroing in on Friday, all across the country: Gulfstream, Fairgrounds, Churchill. So now we wanted to talk a couple of minutes of basketball. I got 2 minutes left to talk basketball. Now, the hard part is when we video these things, the spreads aren't out yet. So if I'm giving games 3-4 days ahead of time, it's kind of, well, let's zero in. And if we get the spreads that we're hoping for, then we'll bet. And the first game is West Georgia and my friend Davey Moore, the head coach there, at Sanford. West Georgia just went Division I. They are in a mortal struggle right now because you can't get players if you don't have money and you're going Division One. Sanford is a solid team. They're not great, but they're not terrible. For that level, they are solid. Any spread, because they're at Sanford, any spread under 25 points, I'm betting on Sanford. Now, if they put it 35 or 40, I'll just pass the game. But if they put it 15, 20, 22, I'm betting on Sanford. They're at home. They're a high-scoring team, a lot like UK. They're going to score a lot of points. They are rock solid, and I don't like West Georgia's team at all. So, speaking of UK, they play Georgia State on Friday. And I know it's over the holiday break, so sometimes the feet aren't under you. Sometimes it takes a while to get going. But Georgia State's not good. UK loves to score. I really like UK's team for people out there. I know a lot of UK fans watch this show. I really like UK. Anything under 25 points, I'm betting on UK. If it gets into the 30s, I might tease it down. I know you guys like to do teasers and all that kind of stuff. So there goes my timer. You like my timer? That's my timer to shut up and move on. That's our 2 games. That's our 5 horses. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Dan Cronin, fatballguyracing.com. Thanks a lot, Jimbo and the boys. Let's do this every week.
Not only that, but man, it was a crazy weekend in football. We got UK U of L this weekend. Marion, my goodness, they made it to Sioux City again. Shout out to the Knights, Sydney and her ball team. So, man, Trinity advances.
Shout out to Northwestern Field Hockey.
Oh, wow, yeah, absolutely.
Assumption's own Anna Krebs.
My goodness.
Reigning Miss Field Hockey is on the team. National champion now. So, congrats to Anna and the Wildcats.
Awesome. That's awesome, dude. Can you imagine, like, your freshman year? You're trying to think, you're highly recruited, go about anywhere you want. You choose Northwestern, and I'll be damned. Very first year, you win the NCAA. I mean, it's awesome.
Impressive.
Congrats to the Krebs family.
All right, let's jump in. A little high school ball last week. Trinity 35, Ballard 21. Close game.
It was tough, man.
Ballard was up at half, 21-17. At the end, though, they ran all over them. Trinity did.
Yeah. Shout out to Ballard's wide receiver. I mean, I can't remember the young man's name.
He had an unbelievable first half.
He
was awesome.
He kept Ballard right in the game. I mean, and they had, in my opinion, they had a great season. Just ran into a good Trinity ball club.
Chris Wilson, 23 carries, 143 yards. Jamarian Berry, 17 carries, 112 yards and 3 touchdowns. Carson Hilbert, U of L commit. School record 55-yard field goal.
Drained it.
Congrats on that, Carson. Look forward to seeing you on Floyd Street.
You know what I look forward to? He's got a little brother that's a freshman too.
Really?
No kidding, yeah. Huh. Yeah. So and they say his leg's just as big as his brother's.
Those Hilberts, they can kick a ball.
Man.
Very far.
It's pretty awesome.
This week,
Trinity's been around a long time, playing football a long time.
55 yards is
well, and if you remember correctly, we had a guy kicker come through Trinity by the name of Rob Baronis.
Oh yeah, Tennessee Titans.
My Baronis used to kick them down there in Nashville quite often. So, wow, that's pretty awesome.
Y'all are one of them kicker schools, aren't you?
Hey, kickers and state championships. That's what we're known for, baby.
We'll see. They got Frederick Douglass coming into town this week. 9-4 Frederick Douglass at 11-2 Trinity. Trinity already beat them week 2. They beat them 23-13. This is a rematch of last year's semifinal.
Right. And if you remember correctly, Douglass got us early in the season like we did this year. And then we ended up beating them in the semis. So
14-7 in overtime.
Yeah, exactly. Let's hope, that they don't get the revenge factor on us. But, in my personal opinion, I always feel as if as you make your run through the playoffs, you're going to have one game that you don't play to your top level.
That was last week, though.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. If you can get by that, then I feel pretty good about this.
So good luck to the Rocks. We got Lexington Catholics going at Cal. We don't have a lot of Louisville teams left.
No.
I think we've got
DeSales got beat by Paducah Tillman last week.
Atherton
lost to Bowling Green. Yeah, I mean, and those were tough hurdles to overcome, but good years to both of those schools.
So yeah, Lexington Catholic's going at Cal this week. Cal beat them in last year's semifinal, also 43-8. Lexington Catholic coach Nick Bosch. Remember that name?
Oh, absolutely.
That's a Rumors from the Corner name you should remember.
Okay.
And the other 6A semifinal, we got Great Crossing at Ryle. That's going to be a hell of a game. I like Ryle to win.
I agree.
So, also, Boyle County lost.
Wow. I mean, shocker of the
Covington Catholic. They were literally, I think I saw some, they were 30-point underdog. 30 points.
Hey, and not only that, but Boyle County was ranked in the top 15 in the nation.
Yes.
I mean,
that's a huge upset.
Wow. We were due for one, though. You know, I mean, these playoffs have been so chalky. We were due for an upset. I'm just glad it wasn't Trinity.
Yep. I hear you.
Could have been.
So good luck, gentlemen. All those games are on Friday night. All right, let's jump in a little college basketball. Interesting week. Number 8 UK, they're 5-0. They beat Lipscomb 97-68. Jackson Robinson 20.7 rebounds. You went to that game, didn't you?
I was there. They played great. I mean, they're just a fun ball club to watch, and every night. I mean, you don't know who's gonna.
Pretty unselfish.
They are, and you know what? I heard
that's the mark of a good team. Also.
And how about this? Our second leading player in assists. You know who that is? Garrison, our backup center.
Huh.
That's pretty impressive.
Either that or he doesn't want to shoot.
No, it's not. It's not that. But you know who our leading assist guy is? Our center, Amari Williams. I mean, that's crazy.
UK beat Jackson State 108-59. Your boy Kobe Bria, 22 points, 5 threes.
He was 5 of 8 from the 3-point line, and guess what?
He's only shooting 74% now.
I know. It dropped.
It dropped.
I mean, goodness.
UK's made 10 threes in 5 straight games. First time since 2016.
Dang.
That stat.
Yeah.
They're firing on all cylinders. They got Western on Tuesday at home. Might give them a little bit of a...
Yeah, I mean...
I don't know what Western's like.
Well, Western's played 2 common opponents. Lipscomb, they beat Lipscomb, and they beat Jackson State, who Kentucky took care of too as well. Western's a decent team, but, if Kentucky comes out and does what they do, I expect them to win, 15 to 20 points. Kentucky has covered every game this season.
Wow.
And you know what you always say? What you always tell me?
Good teams win. Great teams cover.
That's right. So we're on the right track.
And then Friday they play Georgia State at home at 7 o'clock. So good luck to the Cats this week. Louisville's 3-1. They beat Bellarmine 100-68. Terrence Edwards 26 points. Cason Pryor 21.7 rebounds. They did what they needed to do. I was there. They played okay. Was never in doubt. They beat Winthrop 76-61. Rain Smith had 5 threes. Louisville number 57 in KenPom. You know what they were ranked this time last year?
I would say probably 157.
185. It's a big difference.
I mean, I was trying to be nice.
You were close. Yeah. They've got Wednesday coming up in a couple days. We got IU in the Battle of Atlantis at noon.
That's going to be fun.
And then we play the winner or loser of the Gonzaga West Virginia game on Thanksgiving Day, either at noon or at 2:30. So they got their work cut out for them. Hopefully they can win 2 or 3 games.
I think. What do you? I mean, theoretically, what would you like to go down there and win 1 or 2?
Well, we played 3 games.
I'm sorry,
I
you
think
played 3?
I would love to win 2 games.
2 out of 3, yeah. Yeah, and I think you could do that.
That's the plan.
You could do that.
Sure.
Sure.
Bellarmine, we got off the schneid. 1-5 now. They lost to U of L 100-68. Ben Johnson, good grief.
I love that kid, man.
6 threes, 29 points against U of L, and he looked good.
How did he play against Bowling Green the other night?
I think he
He
played,
followed up pretty
he
good?
played okay,
Okay.
yeah. Billy Smith was the leading scorer, 18 points when Bellarmine beat
No,
Bowling
he was
Green.
out in the Louisville game, correct?
Billy Smith?
Yeah, was he out or not?
I think he played.
One of their better players was out.
That was Jack.
Okay.
Jack was out. So yeah, Bellarmine beats Bowling Green 80-68. Tuesday they got Midway coming to town,
Win.
and then Saturday at Northern Kentucky. That's gonna be
That'll be a tough
game.
one. That'll be a tough one.
NKU can play.
Northern gave Cincinnati all they wanted.
So yeah, good luck to the local teams. Hopefully we get some wins this week. Kind of excited to see what Louisville's gonna do.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want Dewey on my ass about
Yeah, that'll be
about basketball.
Yeah. Clay, good try.
NFL this week, Cleveland beat Pittsburgh 24-19. Pittsburgh finally is in the division, and
They're gonna get their ass beat this weekend, though.
oh, we'll talk about that in
Yeah.
a minute. Green Bay beat the dog shit out of San Fran 38-10. It wasn't even close. Green Bay looked really, really good. San Francisco, they didn't play.
Hurt.
Their quarterback was out.
Bosa was out also, I think.
Philly 37, Rams 20. Saquon 255 rushing yards. He looked good.
Franchise record.
Philly is they are on the up and up.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, you know what it is? Oh, our boy Bobby King up there coaching them linebackers.
That's right.
That's right. Little local boy, Trinity,
right.
96.
And then we got Detroit 24-6 over the Colts. Check this. This is pretty impressive here. Detroit's 23-8 against the spread since the start of last season. Okay. 19-7 as a favorite against the spread. And those are some strong numbers.
I'm telling you. I think they're the best team in football right now.
They're one of the
I
top
really
three
do. They're
for sure.
The only thing you hope, you don't want to peak too early.
Yep.
Don't peak too early.
And they haven't had a lot of injuries besides Hutchinson.
Right.
So
they're doing what they need to do.
Yep. They sure are. This week we got on Turkey Day, we got Detroit's minus 11 and 48.5 at Chicago. And
we
got the Steelers Bengals this week.
That's on Sunday.
Yeah. Since he's 3 and 46.5. What do you think about the Bengals? They had a bye week.
Hanging on for dear life, man. Like I say every week, we are the best worst team. The only thing that gives me hope, excuse me, we need to keep an eye on the Denver Broncos. Okay, that's who we're going to be chasing for the wild card. So, my prediction: if we have a better record than the Broncos at the end of the year, I think we're going to make the playoffs. But we're running out of Sundays. I mean, we are running out of Sundays. We can't afford to lose anymore. So
you gotta
we'll
get
see.
hot.
We gotta get hot
now.
We gotta get hot. And we can.
As long as Joe Shiesty's back there,
He's
anything
still
can
playing
happen.
great, man.
We got Philly at Baltimore this week.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's going to be a heavyweight. There's no line on that yet since Philly plays tonight. That's going to be a heavyweight fight.
Oh, absolutely.
And then we got San Fran at Buffalo. Buffalo's minus 7, 45.5.
Buffalo's catching their stride.
It's going to be cold up there, too. Mm-hmm. So, Buffalo's playing well. Quick little fact. Kansas City's 0-4 against the spread as a touchdown or more favorite this year.
0-4.
0-4.
When they're favored by more than 7.
Yes.
Because, they've played a lot of close games.
Every game, they either lose, which is once, or they win by,
3 to 4.
Yeah.
It ain't more than 7. We know that.
They escaped versus the Panthers last week.
Yeah.
So they're playing down their competition a little bit.
They are.
Some of these teams are just beating people by 40 where they don't beat anybody by 40.
And the NFL is so weird this year, man, as far as if you look, like teams are either like 8-3, 8-2, and then those are only like a handful of teams. And then the rest of them are all either 6-5, 5-6, you know what I'm saying? So it's not the disparity's pretty good, in my opinion. You could possibly have a team make the playoffs with a losing record this year.
You could, possibly. You got any leans this week in NFL?
In the NFL, I absolutely do. The card I wasn't too impressed with the card. However, I do really like Cincinnati, and don't call me a homer. They're giving up 2.5 to Pittsburgh. I get that on that right now before it gets to 3, but I really like the Bengals in that spot. And my other lean in the NFL this week. What's that?
It's already at 3.
Oh, it already went to 3. Also in the NFL this week, I like Arizona catching 4. You'll have to remind me who they play.
They're playing Minnesota at Minnesota.
That's right. And call me crazy. I know Minnesota's playing good, but I just think Arizona I don't think Arizona's going to win that game, but I think it's a 3-point ball game.
Minnesota haven't been playing as good as they were at the beginning of the season.
They're not putting up as many points.
Right.
They're just kind of playing, they're winning. It's kind of like Green Bay. They're winning. We'll see how good they are.
All right. Ready to move on?
Absolutely.
All right. Let's talk a little NCAA football here. We had Texas 31-14 over UK. Cutter Boley had 160 yards passing. Didn't get to watch a lot of that. I was at the Louisville game, so.
The game kind of went the way I kind of anticipated it to go. Vanderturd didn't play very well, unfortunately. But I will say this. The freshman came in and looked really good. I mean, even after the game, Matthew McConaughey said, all right. I look forward to watching you play, little buddy. He showed something to me. Obviously, came out today at noon at the presser that he will be starting against U of L. So that gives me some hope, a little bit of hope.
What happened to the second string, the kid from Rutgers who can't pass the ball? What happened to him?
Well, I think that you said it exactly. He's to me, he's your prototypical backup. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they were going to give him the keys to the car, and he's not in the plans to be the main focal point, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So is
Vanderturd's career at UK pretty much over?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is the
Writings on the wall.
is the end. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Stoops is 67-72. His record at UK, he's 28-62 against the SEC. We just start throwing some of these facts out to you.
You go ahead. Go.
Facts.
I'm a big boy. I can handle this.
UK had more turnovers, 15, than offensive touchdowns, 10 in the SEC this year. UK had 3 offensive touchdowns in their 4 SEC home games this year. 3 in 4 games. UK's only SEC win at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that?
I did.
Yes, you did. You got lucky.
I did. Yeah, I got lucky.
All right, UK's had 10 offensive touchdowns in their 8 SEC games this year. That is not a recipe.
Let me ask you this,
success.
just because obviously you're not a UK fan, and from an outsider's perspective, would you think that Stoops is on the hot seat right now?
Yes. Yeah. I don't think the fans like him. I think you're gonna. Obviously, it's going to be 33 degrees at this game on Saturday. I'm wondering what this attendance is going to be like.
It'll be good.
You think?
Yeah.
Are you going?
I'll be there.
Bro, are you going?
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there. Man,
okay.
We're not just going to let U of L, just because the season hadn't gone the way we wanted to, we're not going to let you all come flooding in there, pounding.
I don't think U of L is going to.
You don't think you're going to have a big crowd there?
There's more U of L fans pissed off about that. We'll never forget that Stanford game. We had 49,000 this week,
yeah.
and I thought it was way more people than when I got there than I thought there was going to be.
Yeah.
Just because that Stanford game just
pull the life out of it. But then again, you come back, kick the shit out of Pittsburgh, like I thought you would.
That's what makes me more pissed off.
Right. So that's why I think you will see a decent contingency go down to Lexington. I wouldn't give up on them. I mean, at least y'all are going to a bowl game.
I got one more.
This is our bowl game. Go ahead.
One more quick UK fact.
Go ahead. They're waiting on it.
We'll start talking about it.
They're waiting on it. Go ahead. Give it to them.
UK failed to score more than 20 points in any SEC game for the first time since 1982. Over 40 years.
You know what you're doing, though? You're setting yourself up right now because if something were to happen and we win for 6 years in a row.
You don't know who I'm picking. We haven't done picks.
Well, I'm just saying.
Start talking about
you're saying how bad we are and what a terrible season it's been. It's just going to make it look even worse if we were to pull this victory out. Or I should say, when we pull this victory out on Saturday.
I wasn't the one who predicted 10-2 or 9-3 for you.
I know. I did.
Okay.
I totally did. And you know what? I put my money where my mouth was, and I lost.
But what'd you say? It's all about the quarterback.
It was. I did. You're exactly what I said.
It's exactly what you said.
I said we're going to go. We're going to go as far as this quarterback takes us, and we've gone as far as this quarterback has taken us.
Yes. All right. Let's talk about this Louisville-Pittsburgh game. 39-9, Louisville over Pitt. It really wasn't even that close. It was a beatdown.
Probably the best game y'all played all year, in my opinion.
That or Clemson. Isaac Brown, 13 carries, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns. Boy's good.
Yeah, he is.
Boy's real good. Tyler Shuck, 293 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ja'Cory Brooks, another decent game. He's 10th in receiving in the NCAA.
That's pretty damn good, man.
Yeah, he's over 1,000 yards receiving.
You got him coming back next year, or is he going to be going?
He can come back.
Probably go pro, though.
I would think. Yeah. It's going to be hard.
He's put up a great.
Shuck had a great year. He's probably the best quarterback we've had since Lamar. But we'll see. UVL's 10 they're 10-3 at home under Brom now. Stanquan, my man, 2 interceptions. He's a freshman, redshirt freshman. Yeah. We'll see. They kicked ass. Defense played good. I don't know if it's good enough. I got a rumor from the corner.
Yeah. I was getting ready to ask you.
I got a rumor.
Uh-oh. I love these. I know
people are going to roll their eyes and say, no shit, Clay, but I think we're going to get a new defensive coordinator. That's just what I've heard from my people. That
I didn't know if maybe after last week that might have saved him. But, yeah.
I mean, it's a total disappointment, okay? We lose to Stanford. When
you were up 14 going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's...
You had with what happened this weekend, you had a chance to sneak into the ACC championship game. I mean, you really did.
I totally agree.
That's what makes that so sickening.
I don't know if I'll ever get over that Stanford loss.
I mean, you'll get over it. You always do.
All right, let's talk about this game this weekend. Noon Saturday, 7-4 Louisville minus 3.5, 48.5 at UK, who is 4-7. UK has won 5 in a row in the series. Louisville leads 15-14 in the modern era. What do you think?
I think if you don't get us this year, when is it going to happen? That's what I think. I mean, if you can't beat us this year, when are you going to beat us?
Like, I so much just want to say Louisville is going to beat the piss out of the UK, but it happens every year. You're like 5 minutes into the game, like we're going to kick their ass, and then you all just run 6 yards every damn carry. Your all's linemen are laughing, looking at our little defensive linemen, and you win.
Here's the problem this year. We have a battle of two
different situations.
And I've said this earlier this season. If we could have U of L's offense with UK's defense, you put them together, you'd have a pretty damn good team.
Playoff team.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So we're going to – I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. The only thing that I'm going on is Stoops is just trying to save face. For some reason, he always gets his team dialed up to play the Cardinals. Hopefully it'll happen again.
We'll see. I mean, we've already saved Stoops' job like twice.
You have.
I mean, there's been years where
and here's the thing.
Early on.
We can't get rid of Stoops.
Sure
unless
you can.
No, we can't. We can't
Okay,
afford to.
Okay, let's.
Unless a ferry Cincinnati comes out of nowhere like they did and bought Satterfield out. I mean,
Okay,
Stoops
what
had his
happens?
chance to go last year.
What happens if Louisville wins 52-9? Is Stoops coming back?
Well, I mean, I would hope not, but I mean, how are we going to pay to get rid of him?
I mean, you got SEC money, babe. You got him.
I don't know. It's
I got another little rumor.
disappointing.
I got one more rumor
give me
from the
another
corner. I think
Let me know.
this is a rumor, but I think Pierce Clarkson has played his. Well, he hasn't really even played a snap. Maybe a couple earlier in the year, but it's like Pierce Clarkson's going to be going in the portal.
Who is Pierce Clarkson?
He's our quarterback from California.
The big.
Yeah.
I got you.
He's a good player, but hell, you
Do
got.
you think he just was not as good as you thought he was going to be?
Well, Brom didn't recruit him.
Okay.
Okay, he was a sat guy.
Kind of like with Vanderfield.
But he brought so many. He brought so many people with him.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I think he's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
But I mean, Tyler Shucks.
I mean, there's a lot
There's
of
a chance he could play in the NFL next year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of shit going on with UK. I mean, there's no telling this after Saturday next week is going to be.
By the time we talk next week, there'll be all kinds of people in the portal.
It's going to be crazy.
All right, so give me your prediction.
Prediction for the game: I predict that Kentucky wins 21-17. What do you predict?
I'm going to say UK by 1.
Really? You just.
I mean, I've
I
said
know
it
what you
100
want.
I
I
know,
know.
but I've said it 100
I
times.
know.
Until we actually beat UK, I can't think we're going to beat them. And it's going to kill Brom. This is Brom's biggest game at U-Ville ever.
Right.
You know, the fans want it so bad.
Yeah.
He wants it
I
so
don't know.
bad. I just don't know. We will see. All right, let's jump into some of these games this week.
I crushed them last week. You crushed them too, didn't you?
I went 2-1.
That's making money.
Yeah, I've not had a losing. I've had some push weeks going 2-2, but I have
Right.
not had a losing week the whole year.
I would like to maybe, as a matter of fact, I might do this and just go back and see what our record has been throughout the year. I mean, it's good. I mean, I wouldn't be drinking Liquid Death if I couldn't afford it. You know? This shit ain't cheap.
If UK wins again, I'm going to be drinking that with gasoline in it. All right, let's jump in. Friday, 7:30. We got rivalry week. So Georgia Tech's at number 6, Georgia. Georgia's 19.5, 53.5. What do you think?
Man, I don't know. I think Georgia jumps out big, and then I think they're going to sit some guys because they're going to be playing in that SEC championship game. So I really don't know. I think the number's spot on. You know, I think Georgia wins the game. Whether or not they cover, I don't know.
I like Georgia Tech to cover. Georgia
Pretty
Tech,
big number for a rivalry.
Georgia
game.
Tech is
Sneaky.
they're very good.
Yeah, they're sneaky.
They got a good coach. They're recruiting real well.
It's a big number for a rivalry game.
They're gonna be good next year. Mark my words on that. Yeah, I think Georgia. What if Georgia were to lose this game? How crazy would that be as far as like who goes? I mean, it's been so crazy with the amount of teams winning, losing, upsets.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. I mean, because theoretically, we could be looking at the committee could be looking at: do you put a 3-loss SEC team in the playoffs, or do you put a 1-loss, say, Indiana team in? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what you're going to be coming down to. Me personally, I think Indiana passed the eye test last week. I know the score didn't reflect it, but you take away those dumb turnovers and the field position was awful.
I'm with you.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not giving up on the Hoosiers.
All right, Saturday at noon. This is going to be a big game. Number 16 South Carolina is at number 12 Clemson. Clemson's 2.5, 49. I think South Carolina beats Clemson. I don't really think Clemson's that good.
I agree with you. I really do. I like South Carolina in this.
South Carolina's coach. I'm pretty sure South Carolina beat them last year.
They did. when they weren't supposed to.
South Carolina's one of these teams. They go in there and beat Clemson bad enough. They could sneak in the playoff.
Maybe.
Possibly. 3:30 Saturday. We got number 5 Notre Dame at USC. Notre Dame is 7.5, 51.5. You seen USC play this year?
Little bit. I'm usually asleep by the time.
I don't think they're any good.
I don't.
I think Notre Dame's going to go in and beat the dog shit.
They should, but golly, that game just kind of scares me. Notre Dame's been playing so good.
USC better score a lot.
I know
that because Notre Dame will score a lot.
You are right. They're playing.
Did you see that Notre Dame guy jump over that guy?
Yeah.
I mean, it was. It's pretty badass.
Yeah, and that was an easy win over Army.
Saturday, 3:30, we got Auburn at number 13, Alabama. Bama 11.5, 52. Bama did not look good last week.
No, they did not. You know what? Auburn, wow, just beat A&M like we predicted. Lopa was there at the game.
Son was at the game.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
He probably would have committed on the spot.
I guarantee it. I mean,
let him.
The pictures were awesome. I mean, that's what college sports is all about. However, it's going to be hard that's Auburn's biggest win of the year, obviously.
Sure.
Going against your rival on the road after they just got beat. I look for Alabama to bounce back big in this game.
I do too.
I think at least 20 points or more. I think it could be a beatdown.
I do too. Their fans are pissed. I mean, pissed.
Yeah.
It's not the old Nick Saban Alabama, but they still got some ball players.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like Bama to cover. 3:30 Saturday, Arkansas at number 24, Missouri. Missouri's only 3.5, 54.5.
You know, Missouri, nobody's giving Missouri any respect, and all they do is win every week.
I took them in the lean last week.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought they beat Mississippi State, which they did.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've been on Missouri. They're sneaky good.
They're not going to do anything pretty, but you know what they do? They win.
They do.
They win.
And their coach, not a lot of people like that coach.
He's all right.
I like Missouri to cover.
Me too.
I got Missouri by 7. Saturday, 7 o'clock, we got the Oklahoma Sooners at LSU. How many night games in a row is LSU going to play? Jeez.
I don't know.
LSU 6.5, 47. What do you think? You know what that means?
We got one.
Oklahoma coming off their biggest win in probably 2 years. Who you like?
Yeah, exactly. Oklahoma, biggest win in 2 years against Alabama. Welcome to the SEC. They're going to Baton Rouge in the evening. LSU has not been playing that great, but I look for them just to absolutely get a hold of Oklahoma and put their foot on their throat, folks. LSU by 14.
Yeah, Brian Kelly, he needs to they're not liking him.
I've only lost one unbuckle all year.
They're not liking his family down there. So he better get his ass in gear.
He better get that. Yeah, you're right.
I like LSU also. Saturday, 7 o'clock, Florida minus 15 at Florida State.
Florida coming off that big win last week, beating Ole Miss. They're playing good ball, man.
They're good.
I mean,
their schedules was harder than NFL schedules.
Oh, yeah. It was.
So I like Florida to win but not cover.
You know what? I agree with you. All the money's going to come flying in on Florida just because they are hot. But don't forget, man, these rivalry games, just like in the NFL,
They're
notice
different.
when you play your division foes. For example, Tennessee beating Houston last week. Nobody saw that coming. But you know what? These guys, they get up for division rivalries.
Yep.
These guys, Florida State, Florida hate each other, man. Florida State, you'll see the best of Florida State this week. I don't know how good that is, but you're going to see the best of what they got.
You're right. Last game of the season, they got nothing to lose.
No, absolutely not.
Then Saturday, 7:30, we got
Big
a
one.
big game. Number 3, Texas, minus 6 at number 20, Texas A&M.
Love the Aggies in this spot.
Texas quarterback, he's questionable.
Well, you got Arch.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
They just reload. But you know what? Honestly, I think I saw this coming. Like, Auburn beats A&M. A&M beats Texas. I think A&M's going to win this game. I would take the points now. A&M's going to be playing Georgia in the SEC championship, in my opinion. So I look for A&M to bounce back big.
I got A&M winning straight up.
Let's go, baby. We need this one to keep that.
This is our last
total.
chance.
Yeah, this is our last chance. Bro, dog, you got any picks for us this week? Man, you did pretty good last week.
No.
No, shit. Not again.
No, did bad.
1-2 last week?
Yeah.
Who do you like this week, bro?
I like SMU minus 13.5 versus Cal.
I kind of like that one, too.
Yeah. And Kentucky money line.
Kentucky money line.
Little bro's never going to win.
What's your prediction on the score there?
A lot to a little.
And who will be the MVP for Kentucky?
Barry and Brown.
Kick
return.
All right.
His last game.
You heard it here first. You think it's his last game?
Yeah. You think he's going back to that? Hell no. He might not have any more opportunities. He had a better year the year before than he did this year.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. You're probably right.
We'll see how many penalties get called on UK against U of L this year.
We're already starting. Okay.
I've never seen a game where a team has not had one penalty. One? You all led the country almost in penalties last year. You didn't have one against Louisville.
And like I said before, when you're that much inferior over your opponent, you don't need to cheat. Dude, so therefore, we didn't hold.
I mean, that was last year. We won't get into it. But everybody is home going, yep, Clay's right. God, I forgot about that. UK didn't have one penalty.
No.
Let me ask you a quick question.
I got a quick answer.
Oh, you will with this one. Is the SEC, are they fraudulent? Are they?
No, we're not fraudulent.
It seems like there's not a lot of teams up here. It's just a bunch of teams.
No, listen. With this NIL going on, it's made the play a little bit more even across the conference. That doesn't mean just because Alabama's undefeated that the conference is no good anymore. That doesn't mean because Georgia's got a couple losses that we're not superior anymore. You're going to find out come time when we get into these playoffs, it's going to be the SEC.
So I guess you're saying an SEC team is going to win the national championship.
Yes.
See, I disagree.
Well, we're going to find out. That's why they play the games. I mean, here's the thing, though.
Is there a bet out there we can do that? We could.
There's got to be somewhere. But here's the thing, though. I'm a little nervous about how many teams we're going to get in. I mean,
3 at the max.
We're going to have a bunch of 3-loss teams, I have a feeling.
I don't think any of them should get in.
Well, I know you don't.
Well, I think a lot of
you
people
want people to watch these playoffs or not? I mean, nobody wants to watch SMU play Oregon for the national championship.
That'd be awesome. SMU can score a lot of points. They're pretty good
against ACC teams.
I mean, they did all right against BYU.
Go ahead.
They lost.
That mighty Big 12. That lost to BYU. Kansas beat BYU.
This is the same guy who told me that UK would win the Big 12 like 2 weeks ago.
They would.
There is no way.
Okay.
I wish they would they should take like the bottom 3 SEC teams, make them play in the Sun Belt next year and make the Sun Belt.
Well, we're going to find out because one of the worst SEC teams is playing one of the best ACC teams this weekend in Kroger Field. So we're going to find out.
Dude, we're like the number 5 team in the ACC.
But I'm just saying, one other game though, you could have been at the very top.
Well, yeah, but one other.
No,
we're not playing that.
Other games for us.
We're not playing that. We're not even in the top. We're not in the top echelon.
That's okay. It's all going to
play.
You
are definitely in the bottom.
The good thing is, it's all going to play out.
Thank God for Mississippi State.
Yeah, it's all going to. Yeah, thank God. It's all going to play out.
All right, last week I went 2-1 in my leans. I got 5 leans, and I'm telling you right now, there are some lines that are way off.
You feel good about them?
Do I feel good about? I mean, there's games that
you haven't unbuckled at all. You think we might ever get an unbuckle from you?
I mean, it's got to be. I got one unbuckle
this week.
I got one unbuckle.
Oh, thank God.
Take Universe. Give me that thing.
Give me your leans this week, and then give me your unbuckle last.
All right, my leans this week. You gotta love IU -28. against
That's
Purdue.
a lot, yes.
I mean, IU's going to win by 40.
I think
they
so.
have to.
They have to. They want to look impressive.
Because this is the week. If they beat Purdue by 10, people are going to be like, oh, they don't deserve it.
You're exactly
they
right.
Have got to go put their foot on their throat, which they will. IU wins by literally 40.
I agree.
40. I like BYU minus 12.5 against Houston.
I could see that. Houston's not very good.
They'll win by 3 touchdowns.
They might.
3 touchdowns. Here's one. Fresno at UCLA.
Oh, I love it when you pick these small schools.
UCLA is in the Big Ten.
Well, I understand that, but
They're not, SEC.
no. Mississippi State would beat them.
UCLA's 9.5-point favored. Fresno, Mississippi State lost to Cal.
I was hoping that we'd get by you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Fresno's going to go to UCLA and win straight up.
Really?
Straight up.
Catching 9, you said?
9.5.
Oh, wow. Did you see what the money line was on that?
Not yet.
2.5 to 1, probably. At least.
I didn't bet any money lines. I'll take the points. I'm not going to get greedy. Here's another one that's way off. Iowa minus 3.5 versus Nebraska. Iowa is going to, just stomp Nebraska.
And it's at Iowa, too.
Yes.
Yes.
I like Iowa by 2 touchdowns.
Man.
And then
Here we go. The first one of the year.
first unbuckle.
First one of the year, little buddy.
I like Louisiana Lafayette minus 9 versus UL Monroe.
Look at this.
They are going to beat the crap out of Monroe.
You've been doing some studying here, son.
Dude, that one, there was alarms going off when I saw that. I actually had to go to another site to make sure it was the right spread.
You're going to have to make sure you text me and remind me about that one. Who is it again for all the listeners out there?
Louisiana Lafayette, the Raging Cajuns.
All right.
So giving you 5, it's going to be a big week.
I
might not be here next week. I might be on I might go on a trip after all
After
these
you make
weeks.
all this money?
Hell yes.
I hope you do. I've got
yes.
5 leans as well this week. South Carolina catching the points against Clemson. I like the Commodores. Vandy catching 12 versus the Cousin Fuckers. Now, I'm telling you right now, Vandy, watch out. Upset alert, dude. Wouldn't this screw some shit up?
Oh, man.
A&M beats Texas.
You'd only get 2 in there.
Vandy beats Tennessee. I'm telling you, I know I'm crazy, but listen, I feel very comfortable catching the 12 there. The other one, we talked about this earlier, Bama. I love Bama giving up 11.5 at home. Obviously, my unbuckle is LSU, and I also love A&M catching the 6 at home against Tejas.
Please.
So those are my 5 I like with the one unbuckle on LSU, and I'm just excited for this weekend. A lot going on.
What's your favorite besides turkey? What do you run to first at the table?
Probably deviled eggs.
Oh, I love deviled
I
eggs.
love them. My wife hates it when I get on them.
My wife does too.
Because normally I've had a few cold beers and then them deviled eggs. So normally when I wake up on Black Friday, it don't smell real good in the bedroom. She gets up early, gets the hell out of there. But no, I love deviled eggs. And my sister also makes a White Castle dressing, man.
Oh yeah, I know you're.
And it is phenomenal, And I really don't understand why we don't eat turkey more often than once a year. It's so good. But what do you?
Corn pudding.
Hey, I know you're a big foodie. What do you?
My wife makes the best corn pudding.
Are you a big corn? See,
Yes.
I just can't get into corn.
So
pudding.
good.
To me, like corn, I want to put salt and butter, and I just don't like it sweet.
Oh, it is so good.
But I understand. A lot of people love it. Hey, to all our listeners out there, happy Thanksgiving to you all. I hope you enjoy having Keelan Dan join us. And don't forget to subscribe.
Safe travels out there. We'll see you all back next week.
Absolutely,
One of
man.
us is going to be happy. One of us is going to be sad. Have a great week.